It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to this Tuesday morning edition of your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. Now, we're focusing on health this Tuesday, and let's be honest, we're all guilty of trying to eat healthy and only returning to that packet of chips or that ice cream by the end of the day. Now, breaking bad eating habits and forming healthy ones will often take a great deal of willpower and determination, but it can be done. It's difficult, but not impossible. In fact, our very own Jamie-Lee Domburg has done it quite successfully. She's living proof of this. She started eating healthy in January and has since experienced all of the health benefits of eating well, and she'll share her story with us a little bit later on this morning. And we're also joined on the couch to my right by clinical dietitians Amanda Ferreira and Kath McGaw, who will tell us more about how to adopt those healthy eating habits and why it is so important to do so. Ladies, thanks for joining us in this conversation. Before we get started, we're going to reflect a little bit on what some of our viewers have been saying on social media.
Absolutely. One of them being Chantal Dacre says, saying, "You look great. You've just inspired me to start on my weight loss journey. Although life doesn't start 5 or 20 kilos from now, it's good to be healthy. All the best on your journey to holistic health. You're beautiful either way." Oh, thank you.
I love that life doesn't start 5 or 20 kilos from now.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
good. Well done.
Definitely. Another one comes through from Verna Andrew saying, "Jamie-Lee, we love you as you are. Yes, you need to follow a healthy diet that complements your body. And when we need to lose a few kilos, we must work on it. But we would also like to know what worked for you to lose these kilos, as well as exercises that contributed to you looking so good, blessed and productive week ahead."
Okay. So we'll reflect on some of those questions. Let's just break it down to the very basics first, because we are trying to form healthy eating habits that will be sustainable. I think that's a very important thing. It needs to be sustainable so that once you've shed the weight and you've gotten your body into the healthy state that you'd like it to be in, you can continue doing that. So what exactly constitutes a healthy diet?
I think the important thing is that you don't go with the fads. That's the first thing about a healthy diet, is make sure it's not something faddish. So saying, can I sustain this long term? Because if it's healthy, you will be able to sustain it. And so then your basics and getting back to nature, your raw foods, your foods that are available on the shelf that don't have a label with 50 ingredients in it, seasonal fruits and vegetables, your whole grains, your healthy proteins, your good fats. So that's what we're looking for.
All right. Jamie, let me quickly swing it over to you and take me back to before you even started, because you started on January the 6th.
The 6th, the day we started live show. I think that there was a challenge on Twitter. Someone was saying it was 90 days without sugar. And I was like, okay, cool, I can do 90 days without sugar. And that's when it started for me. It was just like, I thought 2020 was the year where I'm going to change and be conscious about what I'm putting into my body. And I think most of you can agree, it starts with the mind first. It's understanding your body and listening to your body. So that's when it started for me, and then getting into it. And I will say that I wanted to start on a fad diet. Like, it was something as crazy online. There was like, lose 20 kilos in 3 weeks if you just eat raw eggs for 9 days. Like, and that is true. Like, because you don't understand your body. But when I understand labels and food and good fats, that is how my diet started. And I hate that word diet, because there's dye in it, guys. There's dye in it. I think it's a lifestyle change. And now understanding the nutrients of the food, what I put into my body, I'm more conscious about what I'm putting into my body. Sugar is, for me, it's like cocaine. It literally is. It's addictive. And I understand now that not eating sugar or having a sugar-free diet, that alone has given me energy. I feel, you know, that 3 o'clock slump where you're just like, oh my gosh, I want to take a nap. I feel more, I have more energy. So I'm sure that is also something.
I think let's rename diet and call it like food consumption. Nutritional consumption. Can we call it that, Amanda?
Definitely, please do.
What are some of the important things to do first when you are looking at pursuing a healthy pattern of nutritional consumption?
I think you just have to get back to basics. It's like Kath said, don't go looking for these crazy diets, these huge fads. Get back to drinking 2 liters of water a day, cutting out your sugary drinks, and that includes fruit juice, eating lots of fruits, making half of your plate vegetables, you know, cutting out the takeaways, cutting out the sweets. including lots of healthy fats, like your olive oil and your nuts and your seeds and things like that. I think if you can get all of that right, you're more than halfway there.
Wow. Okay. All right. When we come back, I want to ask you about that cut out the fruit juice, but eat the fruit. I'm trying to just kind of find the correlation between those two in my mind. But in the meantime, of course, connect with us on our social media pages. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 is where you can find us on Facebook for those full-on conversations, those long comments that I know that you love to throw our way. If you have any questions, especially for Jamie, who has pursued and achieved her goals successfully, please do send them through to us. Hashtag Expresso Show.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, on SABC3. It's a Tuesday morning, which means we're focusing on health all throughout the show. And of course, in particular this morning, we've been taking a look at Jamie Lee's story. That since the 6th of January, she's been on a very, very healthy nutritional consumption regimen, which has resulted in her absolutely feeling fantastic and feeling the benefits of that. And we've also got Kath McGaw and Amanda Ferreira here with us, clinical dietitians and experts in the field of dieting, here to tell us about how to adopt those healthy eating habits and how to create a sustainable change in your life. Now, you were saying that water was quite a big one for you as well. So you started off, and as both ladies have said earlier on, that the basics. Just get back to the basics. Do the water, eat closer to the ground, kind of thing. If it doesn't have 100 ingredients on it, the likelihood of it being good for you is actually quite high. Now, let's also take a look at some of the comments that you've thrown our way on social media.
Certainly, Josephine Pickstone says, "Good morning, family. You are looking good, Jamie Lee. How did you cope with the cravings?" We're going to get into that.
Oh, yeah, okay. We'll get into that.
Abram says, good day, Jamie Lee. Firstly, you're looking amazing. How did you manage to stay physically and mentally focused on losing your weight? Was it hard? And then Kismia Nodi says, "This is what saved me. I'm 7 months on this journey and lost 2 dress sizes and feel so healthy." Yay.
Wowzers, well done.
Congratulations, Kismia. That is amazing. So send through some of your pictures so that I can get motivation, because I think that's what helps me, is when people is on this journey with me. And I think something that also stood out for me was the accountability. Why I did it on national TV was for that. The other day I was actually in the grocery store and someone came up to us, I was dishing pasta for Luca. Obviously for lunch, and someone was like, "I'm going to tell you, eating pasta," and I'm like, "No, it's actually for my son." So I like that people's like, oh girl, but I did it for myself. It wasn't about anyone else. People kept saying, "But why? You don't need to lose anything." It's not about the journey, wasn't about anyone else but myself, and being comfortable and understanding why I wanted to do it. I wanted to be fit. I wanted to make, again, a conscious decision that this year I'm making effort about my body and about changing and adapting to a healthier lifestyle.
Okay. Let's quickly reflect on Josephine's question about the cravings. Ladies, let's ask you first. How do you cope with the cravings that inevitably will come, especially in the beginning phases?
I think initially what's important is the motivation. And I think this is what we're seeing coming through here, and what you're saying as well, is when you're motivated to feel healthier, so that mind definitely starts to play that role. So those cravings do come because your body's almost addicted, especially to the refined sugars. So you need to ensure that you're not having a long starvation period, because the hungrier you get, the more difficult it is to resist the cravings. So need to be eating frequently your small meals throughout the day, and make sure that they are tasty. That's really important. Your food doesn't need to be bland. It must be yummy, and including fats in that helps your food taste yummy, and it's good for you, and it also gives you that feeling of satisfaction, so that you don't feel hungry in an hour's time and constantly are looking for food. When we eat very refined foods, we are constantly looking for food. So those cravings get easier and easier to resist as you eat this way.
Yeah.
I think one thing, and I'm sure you can agree, is snacking in between. Because when you don't have anything, a snack, your first go-to meal is, let's grab a pack of chips or crisps or juice or one of those. So snacking, I think, is also very important. I'm sure you can agree. But earlier on, you were speaking about sugars with regards to fruits. So eating more healthier fruits versus drinking the fruit juices. Why is that such a common thing in a nutrition plan?
Is that not the same, really?
Have you ever made orange juice?
Have I?
Ever made orange juice?
No.
Have you?
No, like the squeezy.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort.
How many oranges goes into a cup of orange
Wow,
juice?
about 3 or 4.
About 3 or 4,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And how quickly do you drink a glass of orange juice?
Very quickly.
You're not going to eat 3 or 4 oranges in that amount of time. It's just too much fructose all at once. And the thing is with fruit is they're perfectly designed to contain fiber and polyphenols to help release the fructose and the sugars in the fruit more slowly into the bloodstream. And you're taking them all away once you've juiced that fruit. So you're ending up getting a real sugar rush from that glass of fruit juice that you're not going to get from having a whole fruit.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Now the question I have is, does this count for smoothies too, or is that different because you're
Using
blending
the
the
whole
actual
fruit.
fiber as well? Like for instance, if I'm making a smoothie and I put what I usually do at home is 2 bananas, lots of spinach, yogurt and a bit of almond milk.
Yeah, I think smoothies are a lot better because, as you said, it includes all the fiber.
Yes.
But you still have to be quite careful about how much fruit you're putting in. A lot of people think that you can just put in berries and apples and bananas. And you
Yes.
also, once again, end up having way more fructose than your body's actually designed to handle at one time. So I think 2 bananas is probably your max of what you want to put in terms of fruits.
Now we share that between the 3 of us as a family. So it's
Definitely.
all right, wow, great insights. Thank you very much, ladies. We'll continue our conversation on the other side. And please do keep engaging with us on social media. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Loving those comments that are coming through regarding Jamie Lee's story. And if you have got any questions to ask, I mean, this is just a discovery for me as well. I just thought, like, well, it's a smoothie, so it's great. But now you put, like, this much fruit in it. And then you think to yourself, would you take the time to eat that many fruit? And then how satiated would you then feel thereafter? So we'd love to have you interact with us regarding this topic, especially if you are looking to hashtag #FitYourBody2020.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Tuesday morning. Health talks all around. Amanda Ferreira and Kath McGaw join us to speak about it. We've been also talking about this cold therapy thing, and Kath swears by it. She does it every day, 30-second cold shower after a warm shower. I'm not yet convinced. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. What we're focusing on today is, of course, Jamie Lee's very successful journey in managing her diet and the resultant benefits that have come from that. And you've also had your chance to weigh in on social media.
Absolutely. Tanya Aiden says, my downfall was I couldn't eat that way for the rest of my life, but I lost all my body weight while on it. It just piled on very fast when I went back to eating normally. Good question.
Okay, so that kind of speaks to that sustainability thing that we'll try and address and try and figure out ways of doing it more sustainably. Yep.
Yeah, Olivia says, I'm following girl. I need to get rid of my tube, but lack the motivation. We're here for you, Olivia. We are going to give you the motivation today. And then Giselle Adona says, let's make this Expresso Morning Show challenge starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee, fitness queen. Ooh, girl, you're taking it to the next level. And then hashtag 90 days without sugar. Girl, I don't know about the fitness queen, but we're just teaching one another.
Challenging. You've just started a viral challenge now. But let's quickly address that, where I think it was the very first comment that you read about going into this diet space and then, let's say, achieving it successfully for 90 days. Great stuff. But then all of a sudden on day number 91, you go back to your old ways. Does that happen very regularly?
Oh, my word, yes, absolutely.
What seems to be the problem and why does that happen?
I think it's like Kath said, it's the fad diets. It's those extreme diets that just aren't sustainable. It's cutting out whole food groups. It's fasting for 8 hours of the day.
Yeah.
It's just not sustainable. You really have to think about that when you start it, because the body is completely going to revert back to what it was when you go back to eating like you were. And yeah, and worse, you're going to put on more weight than you lost, actually.
Yeah.
So you really have to be so careful with the fad diets.
One thing I always say to our patients is, think about a scenario where you may be on holiday, you're with family. What you're doing now, are you able to sustain that when you are on holiday with family? And if you cannot sustain hardly anything of what you're doing now, then you probably are tending to be fad and being in the dieting mentality. If you say, no, actually, the type of breakfast I could eat it if I was on a holiday with family and the lunches and the suppers. And yes, you do have a little bit more treats in that on holiday, but majority of the principles you can sustain, then what you're doing is sustainable.
Yeah.
Again, I also want to say it's not a diet,
Exactly.
but more a lifestyle change and understanding what it is. And the same thing you said as well is like eating the foods and not depriving your body from these foods. Like if you want to eat something, don't be like, oh my gosh, I can't eat it because, and I think that's when you deprive yourself, and it's like taking away a toy from your child. They're going to want to have that toy. So it's trying to find the balance and what works for you, but again, listening to your body and understanding what foods you put into your body.
Yeah.
And don't moralize food. I think bad and good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think that's really, really important. So there's some foods that we need to eat frequently, which are the healthy seasonal fruits and vegetables, grains, proteins, good fats. And then there are foods that should be eaten less frequently, and those would be your treats and that, but they should be eaten. So there are times when we all enjoy that and we need to have it. It's part of what we have in this world, but your body can manage that if they have a foundation of the healthy food. And
Well, we do apologize for the technical difficulties that we're experiencing with the microphones right now. We'll get them all sorted out and hopefully come back for a continuation of this chat. Because my next question to Kath and Amanda was, so why don't we just eat everything green? Just your whole plate can just be green. Eat that. Amanda, could you answer that for me? Would that be okay if we just
Please
ate
don't.
everything? Okay. No? No?
No, you need balance. You absolutely.
Rainbows.
Yeah, you need the rainbow. You need your protein.
7
You
colours.
need your carbs. Yeah, no, absolutely.
colours as you can.
And I mean, is that sustainable to eat nothing but greens all day? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Is that changing your life right now?
I'm just kind of thinking, just go to the grocery store and buy everything green. But as balance is the most important thing, and sustainability over a long period of time. But ladies, thank you very much. We really do appreciate your expertise in this matter. And thank you to you as well for engaging with us on social media. Don't stop now. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. That's where you find us on Facebook and, of course, all around Twitter and Instagram when you're commenting. #Expresso Show.